Eye-popping projections for $3 trillion cryptocurrency market underpins backed deal. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, I'm going to be answering one of the most crucial questions to this bull market, and that is why in the world did Bitcoin just double its all-time high? If you're newer to the space, you may not fully understand why exactly Bitcoin is going on such a big bull market. In fact, you might not have even known to ask the question, why is Bitcoin rallying so quickly? I'm here to tell you that that is a very, very important question, one that I am going to be answering in today's video. It has to do with Wall Street, has to do with institution, has to do with something called backed, and at the end of the day, it has something to do with your profitability. You are going to thank me for this video, I promise you. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Before we get started, I do want to mention that one of the things that makes this channel possible is our Bybit affiliate link. If you guys are interested in trading Bitcoin, I highly recommend the cryptocurrency exchange Bybit. And if you'd like to help our channel, you can sign up with the link in the description box down below. I got into the cryptocurrency space on July 31st, 2017. I was a 17-year-old that was about to go into 12th grade, and I found this space that nobody seemed to really know anything about. Everything seemed new. No one was talking about it. It was the first time I'd heard of Bitcoin. And to any of you guys who were in the space back then, you will remember that there was not a lot of talk about institutions or otherwise massive corporations stepping into the cryptocurrency space. There wasn't a lot of talk about multinational conglomerates and countries talking about Bitcoin. It was a pretty unheard of topic, actually. That ties very neatly into this article. Let me explain. We're gonna get into what this article is actually talking about, but first we need to define this, Backed. Backed was founded in 2018, and we've been covering the story of Backed for over 2 years on this channel. When you go on Backed's website, you may think that they're just another cryptocurrency exchange, but you couldn't be farther from the truth. You see, the reason why Backed was quite literally the biggest news story of 2018 was because Backed was founded by a company called ICE. ICE is an acronym that stands for the Intercontinental Exchange, and they own an exchange that you may be familiar with. It's called the New York Stock Exchange. That's right, the New York Stock Exchange, worth $30 trillion, is owned by ICE. ICE is the same company that founded Backed. Well, you might be wondering to yourself, Jeb, why does that matter? Some old white dude over on Wall Street founded a cryptocurrency exchange. Big whoop. Here's the reason that's important. The New York Stock Exchange is the largest stock exchange on planet Earth. Bar none, it's not even close. The people that own the New York Stock Exchange are some of the most financially literate people on the planet. And when those people speak about finance, when those people speak about markets, when those people speak about economies, you listen, because they know what they're talking about. So when those very people that own the New York Stock Exchange found an exchange in cryptocurrency called Backed that they are very ambitious about, that's the story we're about to get into, that shakes the foundation of Bitcoin in a very, very bullish way. You see, nowadays, it's normal to see companies like TD Ameritrade, JP Morgan, and all these different major names talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That is normal now, but even so little as 3 years ago, it was unheard of. The same companies that are investing in Bitcoin and providing products in the cryptocurrency space hated Bitcoin just years ago. Some of them hated it, some of them didn't talk about it, some of them just didn't know what Bitcoin was. And now PayPal is in Bitcoin. All of these investment bankers and investment banks are getting into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. One of the biggest barriers to mass adoption for Bitcoin was the trust of Bitcoin. Think about 3 years ago when maybe you heard Bitcoin for the first time around a dining room table. Didn't it sound sketchy? Didn't it sound like that sounds like a bubble. That sounds like the dot-com bubble. That sounds like a way for you to lose all your money. You don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna get wrecked, kid. That is the initial reaction a lot of people have to this spooky internet money. But now, it's kind of hard to have that reaction when multinational corporations worth hundreds of billions, even trillions of dollars collectively, all of a sudden throw their weight around and say, no. We're providing products for Bitcoin because we believe in the future and the longevity and the value proposition behind this project. So when ICE creates Backed and they invest heavily in it, as we're about to talk about, you better listen. Here's this whole video in a nutshell. When you see these random articles on Cointelegraph, on Coindesk, on Forbes, and it's talking about some other company getting into cryptocurrency, and you want to click off because I don't care what they're doing over in Nepal. I couldn't care less what they're doing down in the Caymans. I don't even want to hear about it. It sounds terrible. When you see those articles, pause and think for a second. How common were they 3 years ago? How common was it to see Starbucks getting into cryptocurrency 3 years ago? It was like a once a month occurrence, if that. Nowadays, it's routine. Nowadays, it's the kind of news that you see so much that you don't even think about it. But that is a mistake. These companies getting into cryptocurrency are the thing that is driving Bitcoin to the freaking moon. That's why we just passed $1 trillion valuation, and that's why this article thinks we're going to 5. Let's talk about that. Cryptocurrencies could grow 5-fold by 2025 into a $3 trillion market under new projections from Bakkt Holding, the digital asset financial firm. Bakkt published the estimate as part of an investor presentation released Monday in connection with his new plan to go public via a merger with Victory Park Capital. Bakkt is majority owned and founded by the Intercontinental Exchange Incorporated, who also owns the New York Stock Exchange. The deal would give Bakkt an enterprise value of about $2.1 billion, according to a press release. Just last week, the industry's total market capitalization surpassed $1 trillion for the first time. We reported on that on our channel, and currently we're sitting just below that with the recent pullback. Bakkt currently runs a market for cryptocurrency derivatives, including Bitcoin futures, but in March, the company plans to release a new consumer application that could allow users to manage digital assets and use them for spending and peer-to-peer payments alongside cash and rewards miles. It's these shifts that we are leveraging for the benefit of both consumer and merchant, truly unlocking a massive market by empowering the monetization of digital assets, Gavin Michael, former head of technology for Citigroup's Global Consumer Bank, told investors Monday on a conference call. If you're newer to financial news, a lot of that probably didn't make sense. Let me break it down very simply for you. What that all just meant in English is that Bakkt is developing a ton of new products for its users to ease the transition from your grandmother to work with Bitcoin. Because if you notice, a lot of the people in cryptocurrency are my age. I'm 20 years old. A lot of them are 20, 25, 30, maybe in their mid-30s to 40s. Some of you guys out there are older than that. Shout out to our awesome older generation. But in general, Bitcoin is a much younger concept. What this does is it helps those older generations to bridge the gap between what they're used to, stock markets, Roth IRAs, 401ks, mutual funds, and the like, into cryptocurrency. It opens the floodgates for an entire other section of the market to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and at the end of the day, it will drive adoption and awareness of our favorite cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. In the investor presentation, Bakkt estimated its revenue, net of transaction-related expenses, could grow by an average 75% per year to $515 million by 2025. The company is expected to turn cash flow positive by 2023. What we are seeing is the birth of what will likely become a multi-$100 billion exchange and company in the next 5 to 10 years. Bakkt hasn't been making many waves over the last 2 years, but that's because it's not just another IPO. It's not just another little crappy project that's going to go up and it's going to go down, and we pumped and dumped it and then we got out. Bakkt is here to stay. It's backed by big names. You have to realize ICE is worth billions. They have trillions of dollars in their control. This is one of the most powerful financial entities on the planet, rivaling the Federal Reserve. And again, one of the key takeaways from this video is that you need to be paying attention to these news stories, even if they seem like they're boring and you don't understand what they are. I encourage you, as I've always said, continue investing in your education. Understand what they're saying. Go through this article. I'm going to link it in the description box down below. If I forget, yell at me on Twitter. Follow us at CryptoJab. But go through these articles and ask, okay, I have these 17 questions. I don't know what the hell this means. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that says. I don't understand what they're talking about here. I'm going to write these questions down. I'm going to Google them. That's, in a nutshell, the easiest way to research cryptocurrency. Just write your questions and ask Google. Google has all the answers. And the answer is 42. No, I'm joking. But the point is, don't look over these articles, but also don't underestimate Bakkt just because you haven't heard a lot about it in the last 2 years. There is a lot going on behind the scenes, and it is all going to lead to more value going to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on the fast track to becoming a $1 trillion market very soon, and I wouldn't be surprised if that were a $10 trillion market within the next 5 years. I think Bakkt's estimates are conservative, to be honest with you. In the same way the internet was a revolution in the way that we communicate and spread information, Bitcoin will be a revolution in the way that we transact with each other and we invest and we store our value. We are bringing centuries-old ideas of banking and currency into the modern world with Bitcoin, and I am so very excited to be carrying the torch that so many people have carried before me to help you guys invest in yourselves in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Guys, one last thing before we go, and that is that we do have something called the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. I am very, very serious about teaching you guys what you need to know to learn technical analysis, to learn to read markets, to learn to trade and invest profitably in cryptocurrency markets. Learning TA and becoming profitable in trading and investing is not easy, but the path to achieving profitability is quite simple. The only thing stopping you is your understanding of the market, your education in the market, and your diligence and perseverance to master the market. That is is what we teach you to do in CT2A. Guys, we have over 36 videos and 12 hours of high-quality content breaking down everything from the very basics of technical analysis all the way through the more advanced concepts that you absolutely must understand if you want to profit in these markets. I have always said, and I will always say, that the most important investment you will ever make in your entire life is an investment in yourself. So I encourage you, whether it's through us or through someone else, invest in yourself, invest in your education. Do what I said earlier. Go through articles, go through videos and say, I'm going to write down 17 videos. I have all these different papers on my desk of me doing this. I have tons and tons and tons of them of me just asking questions. Like, I have a question about this. I've been here for 3.5 years and I do this. If you've been here for a few weeks, few months, I promise you it'll help you a lot. Invest in your education. It will be the difference between you staying where you are, staying stagnant, not growing, and reaching excellence. The sky's the limit, but you have to invest in your education. You can do that with us. You don't have to, but that is one pathway you can take. But no matter which pathway you take, I will give you a very valuable piece of advice. Invest in yourself. I believe in you. There's nothing stopping you from doing what all these other people are doing in cryptocurrency, making lots of money, being able to help themselves and their families and their churches and their communities. There's nothing stopping you from that. The only thing holding you back is you. So make sure you invest in yourself. Links in the description box down below. You can use coupon code NewYear's2021 at checkout for $75 off on the Academy. If you're interested, we do have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.